ये मीटिंग्स. हेलो. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon.
Hi, Samir.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon. We will wait for 3 minutes, then we'll start, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So, Samir, what will we be learning today?
Yeah, what is the question, Ankit?
So, what will we be learning today? I mean, what topics?
Last week what we discussed is EC2, right?
Yeah, instances and all. How to
Yes.
create
So
instance
last week
creation.
I taught you. This week you people should teach me. I will break the labs. You should teach me. I will ask you different types of questions, and I will
Samir,
break the labs. Then you need to answer
one
the question.
Samir, one more thing.
Yes.
Okay, we will be covering pricing models as well, right?
Which one? Which one? What is that?
Pricing models.
Yes, 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 yes. We'll be covering. So that I'll cover. Before that, what we'll do is that
Yeah.
somebody should share. I'll give you the task. Somebody should
Yeah.
share the screen. So whatever I taught you last week, I will be breaking that. I will be asking you certain questions. So we'll walk
Okay.
through
Okay.
with all those things as a revision. Once that is done, then I'll explain you the pricing model. Then accordingly, we'll go to the next chapter, that is the networking.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Just give 2 minutes. Let everyone join. So 12:16 sharp, we will join. Okay. In 3 minutes.
Samir, I think we can start.
Hello. Yeah, now we can start. So who want to share the screen and so that I can give a task? Who want to do that? Kunal or Ankan or Ankit? Who want to take the task? I'll give you the task on the EC2 what we learned. So we'll see how the things are going on.
Samir, I have joined from the my mobile, so some problem in the my laptop.
Okay,
So
no problem. Anyone who want to do it?
I'm trying to join from my computer, and then I'll let you know.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Ankit, you want to take? Yeah, sure. So tell me the name. I'll give you the access.
Pratik.
प्रतीक कहाँ हो प्रतीक भाई? प्रतीक PRA. Pratik Shaler. Okay.
Yes.
I made you host.
Okay. So Samir, my screen is visible to you, all of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, Samir. Hello.
Yeah, I can see. Okay, yeah. So okay. So what is the task you need to do is that install a Windows server and configure an Active Directory and install a Linux server and install in the Linux server Apache and show me how to access it.
Okay. So we'll set up a Linux server.
ముంబై నుంచి అహ్మదాబాద్ గుజరాత్ లైన్లో చెప్పండి అందరూ పంపిణీ చేస్తున్నాం అంటే మీరు పన్నెండు
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, can you just explain me what we are generating? I just joined it.
We are doing two labs now. Basically, Pratik is doing. Okay. So one first lab is that I told them to install Linux and install Apache for the connectivity on the EC2 machine. So he's showing that. And the second lab is that Windows and install the Active Directory. So these two labs we are doing in AWS. So we are testing how to do in AWS platform installing Apache and how to install an Active Directory in AWS platform. Okay.
So,
Okay, sir.
Samir, this Linux machine has been created,
Yeah.
right? So this one is Linux. I can show you how we can install Windows. Okay. Terminate this. So, Samir, if anything wrong I'm doing, please let me know. Okay.
Yeah.
Pratik, you have not configured Apache.
Yeah, he will configure.
He terminate the instance.
Okay.
Sir, this is going very fast, sir. We are not able to understand.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
yeah, he has
go very
installed
slowly,
so
no?
fastly.
Hmm.
Yeah, just it's go very slow.
Yeah,
We are not able to
Launch
understand
it.
anything.
only the putty, how he has installed the putty or instances, he has done
Okay.
very
Okay.
fast.
So, Samir, hello.
Yeah.
About Apache configuration, I'm confused about it. I just know how to
No
install
problem. First
Windows
install
and
Linux.
Linux.
I will. Yeah. First
Okay,
install the
sure.
Linux machine. Okay. First install the Windows machine. I will show the one by step. Then we will go with Linux. Okay. First
Okay.
slow. Okay. Linux,
Sure.
retire,
Okay.
and type Windows. Go very slow.
Okay, Samir. Sorry, all of you.
Please ask him to explain the steps, sir. Please.
Okay, so first we'll go with launch instance. After that, we have to install FreeTire. So we can search here Windows. After that, we have to choose what Windows we have. This one is the T2 Micro, which is only available for FreeTire. This is the configuration instance. Next, we have to add storage. We can increase here. This is the rule. For basically Windows, we use RDP, and we can add the rules if we want.
Here we can change the source as well to the my IP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can, and then after
How
that,
to do that, sir? How to do that?
You
go
can
to
change
the
to anywhere
the
also.
source.
Source
Yeah,
will be anywhere.
yeah.
Because if you are customizing.
Then we can host the public IP also.
Yes. So next, review, launch, and when
Create a new key pair. Create a new key pair. Just create a new
Sir,
key pair.
sir, what is this key pair, sir?
Okay, 1 second, hold on.
Yeah.
Last week you didn't attended. Who was this question who asked? Somebody asked a question. What is this key pair?
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah,
Have you not attended last week's session?
attended, sir. Just
Yeah. So in that we explained what is key pair. Key pair is nothing but a combination of public and private key. So whoever is not working can.
Samir, your voice is not clear. Background voice is
Because the
more.
background somebody is talking, so they need to move. Can you do one thing? Can you make me the control once?
Yes, sure.
Can you give me the control? Okay, I got the control.
Okay.
Okay. So see here. So what is this key pair? Key pair is nothing but combination of public and private key. So what exactly the combination of public key and private key means? So what happens is that, so whenever you need a password, right, for your instance to be accessed, right, so you need to have a public and private key is required. So Amazon, without a key pair also you can access. If it is customized AMI, means already password has been generated. Because it's a fresh machine, it's a new machine which is an AMI provided by Amazon, so you need to configure a key pair. Okay, now, so for that we are creating a key pair, and he has given a name called as Windows Test Machine, and say download key pair. Click on download key pair, Mr. Pratik. Okay, and say launch instance. Save it. Save and say launch instance.
Samir, Nanjunda here.
Yeah.
Samir, one question. Think that
Yeah,
we have created one instance with one key pair. Like this, think that this is a key pair. My Windows test key pair. Think that like we have deleted that key pair. Like in our local system, we don't have key pair, but we just want to launch that
yeah.
instant. Is that any way like we can access that instant without a key?
No, you cannot do that. There is a separate process for lost key pair. So I'll share you the link in your WhatsApp. There is a method to generate the key pair again if you have lost it. But if you change the password and if you lost it, no problem. But you have not changed the password and you lost it, then it's a lengthy process. You need to regenerate the key pair.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Click on view instances. Save.
We need to wait. We need to wait for this 2x2 check.
Just wait for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Samir, I have one question. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
So how we can
Yeah, ask.
how we can log in Windows, like username, password? Is there have any method we can log in after after configuration, all these things?
I will show you. I'll show you. Just let it complete, then I'll show you.
Okay.
Samir, I have a question. Can you explain the Linux configuration when we are doing through putty? I have a confusion
Okay.
on that.
So now we are doing Windows.
Okay.
Yeah, now we are doing Windows. Once this is done, then we will do the Linux one. Okay.
Okay.
Click on connect. RDP client. Click on RDP client. Yeah, remote desktop file.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Get
after
password.
get pass, yeah.
Browse.
After that, we have
on
to
browse.
add here.
And
Yeah.
your key pair
Generate.
and say, hold down, decrypt
Decrypt
password.
password.
Password. Copy the password.
Decrypt the password. Yeah, copy that password and say connect. Control V.
Samir, one question.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, we are logging in Windows machine through .pam file, right? But in case of Linux, it's a .ppk file. So is there any possibilities that without generating the ppk file, we can log into Linux machine?
Forget about AWS. Have you ever connected to the Linux machine without using putty or any other terminals?
Through console?
If
Directly
it is a
into
direct Linux graphical console, that's okay. But if it's not a graphical console, how will you connect?
through username and password, it's also
But can you connect without a terminal?
no, without terminal, we cannot connect.
Using SSH.
So you need a putty to connect. Putty is mandatory for Linux to connect, or else you can go with Red Hat Linux graphical machine. Without a putty, you can't connect. So if putty requires, directly if you click on putty with username and password, you can connect in directly without having a PPK file. If it is a unsecured environment, directly if you're accessing, but for the secure environment, you need to generate, because the key to inside to connect to the internal the Linux machine, because you are generating internally with the AMI which is provided by AWS, you need to have that file. If you customize the AMI, then you don't need that. That's what I am
No,
trying to tell.
suppose after installing at first login, we want to log in with SSH. So is that possible? Without generating the PPK file, we can log in into through the SSH?
SSH also you can connect. SSH hyphen, that is a one more option is there. No, from there also you can connect.
Okay, can you show me? Actually, I have.
And without doing anything also, without using putty, without using SSH, directly through browser also, Amazon given you an option.
Okay, so can you show it when you work on Linux?
Sir, one question. Hello. Hello. Yeah, sir. How to copy our setup file in this new RDP machine?
Copy a setup file means what is that setup file?
Suppose I want to install my Tally software in this machine. So how to do that?
Yeah, go to browser and download the Tally software. You have internet access to the internal, or else through S3 storage you can access.
No, suppose we already have a Tally folder that I want to copy. I mean, that what I have in my desktop, I want to upload to my web cloud, for example.
Yeah.
How to copy files into
you have
the
a storage called S3. That's what I'm saying. Through S3 storage, you can copy inside internal S3. You copy whatever the softwares are there in S3, and inside the internal to this EC2 system, you can access that and you can download it. One option. No, directly through browser you can do it, or drag and drop your software internal to the VM.
Yeah, that's. Can you just show me that one small example? How to copy our files into this cloud?
Very simple. That's what I'm saying. Your files you want to copy, you need to store that in your S3 storage. There is storage called S3.
Okay.
In that you can copy all your files. From there you can download here.
Okay. Can you just show me a small example, sir?
Those all things you will get it when I teach you. So we are just in EC2 instance. We are talking about Windows VM.
Okay.
Once it is
Okay, sir. No problem.
Yeah. So you got the EC2 instance here now. Now how to install a Active Directory in this instance? So for this, you need to go to Server Manager. Click on Start. No, go to inside the OS only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Click on Start. There's an option called Server Manager.
Yes.
Click on that Server Manager. There is a suitcase, right?
Yeah.
add roles and features. Click on OK. Add roles and features. Yeah, click on next. Next.
Next.
Next. And select the first one, Active Directory Domain Services, second one. Cancel. What you're doing? Yeah, second one. Active Directory Domain Service. Yes. Add features. So if you select this option, which is nothing but which is allowing you to make the domain controller, click on next.
Next.
Click on next. Next.
Install.
Install. Yes. Install. Just wait for a minute. Once it gets completed,
Samir, what is this Active Directory Domain Services?
Active Directory Domain Services are nothing but Windows Domain Controller. So what is this is that if you want to create Windows users in your AD Microsoft environment, this is required. So this is will be done by your Windows administrator. Just for your understanding, I'm showing you this lab so that you know how to
everything will be there, whether users, computers, groups, everything will be there.
Yes, users, computers, groups, user account creation, everything will be done.
Yeah, in different domains we can put all the users and groups and computers.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can close.
Done. Hello.
Okay, done, right? So
Yes.
click on that flag at the top. Top, there's a flag. Yeah,
Here.
click on that.
Yes.
Yeah, click on it. Yeah, there is an option called promote this server to a domain controller. Click on this.
Yeah.
Now here click on add a new forest.
Add new.
Third option.
Okay.
Here you can give a name, what domain you want to make it, like wipro.com, ibm.com, hp.com, whatever that, right? So you can give xyz.com. So this domain name is xyz.com. So any users you can create at the rate xyz.com. Okay.
Okay.
Set the password, DSRM password. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Now just put the password in there.
It's not adding. Yeah.
Okay,
Then
just
we
a
have to
second.
clear.
Hold on. It is still working.
Okay, done.
Not required. Yeah. Now you put the password.
Done. Next.
Next. Click on next. Next.
What is DNS delegation?
Not required. Next.
Okay.
Next. Wait, hold on. Automatically it will come. Next will come. Then you need to click on next.
Okay. Next.
Yes, next. Hold on, just 2 minutes. It will install.
Install.
Yeah, install. Just wait, it will complete.
Okay.
Yeah, minimize it. Meanwhile, before it gets installed, let us try to install the Linux also in the parallelly.
Yeah, sure.
Minimize this. Yeah, go to the instance. Click on EC2. Next. Yeah, just go back once. 1 second.
Okay.
Just go to previous. So here make it custom anywhere.
Where?
No, click on next. Yeah.
Anyway.
So here's customs. No, keep it like that. All traffic. Click on
Okay.
type. Click on type. No, there type. Click on that SSH drop down.
Okay. Okay.
Click on all traffic. All traffic. Below that.
Okay.
Yes. Click on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Source anywhere. Click on source anywhere. Yes.
Okay.
So click on review and launch. And
Yeah.
choose an existing key pair. You already have a key pair, right? So you can use that key pair. Yes. No. Choose an existing key pair. Yeah. And my Windows testament.
Okay. My Windows test.
Select the I acknowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, wait. Let me explain. So if you already have a key pair created, you can use the existing key pair for any machine now, because already one key pair is available at your computer. Okay, so if you have one key pair, it's more than enough for. Can you guys
Sir, what
mute,
is the keeper, sir?
please?
Samir, can you explain it again? Because while you're talking, the noise is.
Yeah.
Good.
Can you mute? Can you
Hello?
mute everyone please once
Yeah.
and unmute me? Okay.
From there.
Okay.
There is an option, Samir. Actually, it's not showing.
You can.
Hello.
Yeah. In your Zoom only, you will get that option.
It's
Sir,
not
sir,
showing
hello,
anywhere.
hello.
Put your mouse above your screen. Put your mouse above the screen.
No. Can you take a control?
You have it in the taskbar.
Go to view options. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
View options. Your cursor is right there. Yeah. अरे उसके साइड में ही जो ये
Okay.
सबसे ऊपर विंडोज होता है, सबसे ऊपर। हाँ, ऊपर में ही माउस को इधर उधर। हाँ, ऊपर
Okay.
में ही ऐसे माउस को करो तो।
Leave it everyone unmute.
Okay. Scroll down.
Okay.
Yeah. Click on launch. So here you can choose an existing key pair, and you can select my Windows test machine. Remember here, key pair you can create. If you have one key pair, it's more than enough. So you no need to create key pairs every time. One key pair is enough to use for all the machines. So I already created a my Windows test machine key pair. So that's the reason I'm not creating anything. Now click on I acknowledge, and I have an access to the private key. Yes, select that and say launch instance.
So we need to add in Puttygen this key pair, no?
Yeah, wait now. I'll explain. So QV instances.
Samir, when I terminate the instance and then again we have to create the key pair again.
Terminate means its machine is removed completely. You're deleting the machine.
Yeah, then we have to create another key pair.
No, not required. See, termination is something removing the machine.
Okay.
Key pair is nothing but a copy of the file which will be there in your computer for every time.
Okay.
Okay. Now give the name called as Linux machine. Yeah. Save. Yeah. Now wait. So let me explain. So the Linux machine got created. Okay. Now if you want to access this machine, there are three ways to access this machine. Okay. One is through a web console, a graphical console, where you no need to do anything. People who don't know any subject, they want to access directly Linux, they can directly access through graphical console. Okay. Now somebody asked me a question like, I don't want to use Putty or anything. Okay, no problem. Directly through graphical console, you can connect. So click on connect, and when you click on connect, you will get an option like, click on connect, and there's an option called EC2 instance connect, first one. Okay. Now scroll down and say connect. That's it. If you say connect, now you don't need anything. You don't need a Putty, you don't need any file, nothing. Directly you can access this machine. Okay. So you got the machine directly. The Linux is with you. Now you can run whatever the commands you want. Type sudo su.
May I get the GUI mode?
SU. Sir, this is GUI mode is not this one. The image what we installed is a command line mode. If you want
Okay.
a GUI mode, then you need to install a image AMI, which is a GUI mode.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. This is a directly accessing the Linux machine without using anything, directly through the graphical console. You got the Linux terminal. From here, whatever you want to do the Linux commands, you can hand over to your Linux admin. He can do whatever he want to do. Like, he want to create some users, he want to install some softwares. Like suppose, for example, you want to install MySQL client. So type yum space yum space, not space, install install space
F.
MySQL, MySQL you can type.
Sorry.
What you're doing?
MySQL. MySQL.
Okay.
Enter. Enter.
Yes.
Yes. Why? That's it. Okay. That's how you can install and you can do whatever you want on the Linux machine. Okay. This is very simple. Connect and do it. Okay. Now you say that, sir, I don't, this is where it's not asking you any kind of a PEM file, PPK file, nothing. Directly you're connecting. Now somebody says that, sir, I don't want to connect through console. I want through putty or some kind of a connectivity, putty gen or putty or any of these things. Then how will we connect, right? That is the second option. So minimize the screen.
Yeah, Samir, I have a doubt.
And go and yes.
Can I close this, Samir?
Yeah. Somebody is asking a doubt. Please ask the doubt.
Yeah, when you're trying to connect using this browser option, it says retry. I'm not getting connected with this. SSH is fine.
So
When yeah.
There is some other issue on your laptop or your browser, okay, which is not able to connect. But in general, if you have a public IP, you should be able to access it.
May I know what might be the issues?
Maybe your laptop issue. That day also you have some local laptop issue, right? Technical issue.
Yeah.
So it might be a technical local laptop issue. Maybe your browser has an issue or a browser cache might be an issue. So that time it won't connect. So if you do not have any issues on the browser, it will definitely connect.
Okay.
Okay. So minimize this screen and now go and download Putty Gen software.
It's already installed, Samir.
Okay. Then open the Putty Gen software. Okay. So see here, Putty Gen is nothing but it is a key generator. So whenever you want to connect to the Linux machine, which is a Windows, which is hosted in AWS cloud, so you need to convert that PEM file into PPK format. Okay. So if you want to convert PEM file into PPK format, there are two ways to connect. One is click on load option. Okay. And all files. Where is that file name? My Windows test machine is there, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Click on open. Click on open.
Yes, done.
Yeah. And say save private key. Save private key. Yes. Desktop. Give the name called as My Linux machine. Yeah. So what we are doing is that we are converting that PEM file into PPK format. Okay. So save, click on save. That's it. Close this. Close this.
Yeah.
So what we did is that we made that PEM file. Now, what is that PEM file? It's nothing but key pair, which is a public key pair into private key. Because whenever you want to access it, you need to Putty requires a key file to connect because you're connecting via Putty tool. You don't want to connect through Putty tool directly. You can access through graphical. So now click on Putty. Yeah. Put the public IP address 50.17.30.109 at the bottom. There is a IP address is there, no? Copy that. Yeah. Paste it. And again, slowly on the left side, click on SSH, click on auth, AUTH, auth. Yeah, click on browse. Yes, click on open. Click on open. Okay, now username is EC2-user.
User.
Enter. See, you are able to access now. Type sudo space 2. You are into the Linux mode.
May I change the password here for EC2 user?
Pardon?
May I change the password of EC2 user?
Yeah, see, what I have given you the now you have an access to your Linux machine, whatever you want, you can do. But if you want to change or any move any password and all, make sure that you create an AMI and put it aside so that whatever R&D you want to do, you can do. My part is done. I have given you the Linux machine with an access. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay. This is the other way you can connect to your Linux machine. Only two simple ways. Okay, one is graphical, one is through putty. And somebody asked me, sir, can't I have a directly Linux graphical console? There are certain images which are Red Hat images which comes with direct graphical Linux consoles. You can need to install those kind of AMIs if you want to connect to Linux consoles. Anybody has any other questions of connectivity of Linux and Windows? Are everyone
Is
clear?
that the PIM file or this PPK file is machine dependent? If I want to connect it from another machine, is it will work?
You need to have this uh, PPK file, then only you can connect.
From any machine, right?
Web console.
Yes.
Web console. What is that? What web console? Hello.
Yeah.
Web console. You told one thing. Web console. What is that?
Just now you have seen no graphical console. Okay. Again, show that graphical console, sir. Click on minimize and say click on connect and say EC2 user connect. Connect. Yes. Scroll down and say connect.
It's done.
That's it. This is your graphical console. Through website you're connected. No web. Through browser. Okay.
So you're talking about the Apache.
Clear. Very, very simple, sir. How to install Apache? Very simple. How many people know what is the command to install Linux Apache?
First of all,
Anybody who knows?
install the yum from our yum. Yum install. I think Apache. APACHE.
Done?
Yeah.
No package
Package
Apache
is
available.
not available, but it's HTTPD, right?
Yeah, I think it's HTTPD.
HTTPD, right?
Yep, yum space install space HTTPD. That's it.
TPD. Yeah.
Enter. Enter. That's it. Yes, why? That's it. This is how you install Apache.
Okay.
You know now how to install a Windows AD. You know how to install a Linux. You know how to do the connectivity. right? Now, okay, now create a snapshot and restore the VM through a snapshot. Try to do that. Now I will not explain you. You need to do by yourself. Go slowly. Don't be in rush. Go slowly. What is that question? I told you. Create a snapshot and restore the VM through a snapshot. So means first you create a snapshot, then delete the VM and get back that VM.
Okay.
This one is already created. You just check the EC2 instance.
How?
EC2 instances. Yeah. Here, check the name. Check the instant ID.
Done?
Check the instant ID.
Okay, okay. Okay.
So you created a snapshot, right? So once the
Yes.
snapshot is available, delete the machine, and then I want you to restore the snapshot of this machine.
Okay. Can I close this console?
Yeah, other things you can close. So everyone knows now how to connect to the Linux and how to connect to the Windows. It's pretty much easy. Don't get confused.
Done.
Okay. Instances. Okay. Now you have the snapshot is available. Now what you can do is that actions instance state and stop the machine. Stop this machine. At the top, instance state, stop the machine. Stop the instance. Yes. So once the machine is stopped, delete the volume of this machine. You remember what is the volume of this machine? On the volumes tab. So this is a Linux machine, so it's an 8 GB machine, I think so.
Yes. This
Yeah.
one.
This one, actions. Detach the volume.
No, actually, I create this. Previous one is this, I guess.
Snapshot is 8 GB.
No, it's 8 GB one.
Okay.
Yeah. So select that actions and say detach volume.
Done.
Now actions and say delete.
Done.
Wait. Now it got deleted. Now power on the machine. What will you get? Now try to power on the EC2 instance. It will throw an error, right?
Yes. Reboot, no?
Connect.
Connect.
What is that you're doing? The machine, what you stopped, where is that machine? Wait, you are, no. Go to the instances. You in that instance, one instance was stopped. If you minimize it, you close all these filters and you check the machine which you stopped it just now.
You can clear filters and you'll see all that.
Clear the filters, no? Yeah. So the last machine, now power on. Instance state, start. Okay. Now what it is saying?
Fail to start instance.
Okay, so why? Because instance does not have volume attached to a root, because we have just assume that you accidentally deleted it, but you know that you wantonly deleted, but assume that you have accidentally deleted. Now you want to restore back. So you have a snapshot, right, available?
Yes,
which
right.
you already created, correct? Go and check that snapshot.
Yes.
Yeah. Now create the volume of from this snapshot. Actions. Create volume. And select availability zone 1C, because your VM is running in 1C. Yeah, scroll down and say create volume. Close Madi, close it. Now go back to the volumes tab. Yeah, wait, now the volume is getting created. So just check if the volume became available. Status, yes, it is available. Now connect that volume to the machine which has been stopped.
Attach volume.
Attach volume.
Done.
Yeah, now try to access it. Start it. What it is giving? Instance state start. Linux machine.
Select
Click
those.
on the Linux machine. Yeah. Yeah. Instance state start. Yeah.
Fail to
It is
start.
because you have not used the right device type. That's the reason it's giving an error. Go back to the volumes again. Yeah. So select that volume. 8 GB one. Actions. Detach volume. Yes, detach. Again, click on actions and say attach volume. Wait. It's getting detached. Now refresh once. Okay. Yeah. Now it got detached. Click on actions at the top and select attach volume. Yes. Select the instance. Last instance. Yes. dev/xvda. Wait. dev/xvda. xvda. So A as an apple. So this is the device type and you need to use when you are selecting the root device. Okay. So what is this device type means? So any Linux in the background will only understand /dev model. It won't understand any other model. So /dev/xvda is nothing for root. Okay. And the other SDA, SDP is for the additional drives. So these are the device types what we use for the Linux kernel. Okay. Now click on attach. Okay. Now go to instance. Now say instance state and say start. Okay, now machine is getting started. Can you see that it became successful? So that is
Yes.
how you can create a snapshot and you can restore the snapshot. Understood?
Yes.
Very simple steps. Go to the machine and click on actions or go to the volumes, click on snapshot. Once the snapshot is done, go to that snapshot, create a volume out of the snapshot and install. Pretty much easy steps to handle it.
Samir, regarding the device type, is that is a standard for Linux device types?
Yes, XVDA is a standard for Linux or Windows. Basically, it is for the root drive. It is not for the operating system. It is basically for the root drive. Because in the background, in the first class, I told you in the theory, what is the hypervisor which is used in AWS?
Nitro
Nitro.
hypervisor.
Yeah,
Very good.
hypervisor.
Nitro hypervisor. And Nitro hypervisor is nothing but it's a Linux based hypervisor. So anything, whatever you create the VM, it will only understand as /dev.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now we'll discuss about the billing types. Okay. Now stop your sharing your screen and pass me the remote control. Then I'll explain the billing types.
Sir, Mr. Samir, there was one more Windows machine we created that was not completed.
Yeah. No, we connected. No, we have seen how to connect. We have
Windows,
installed
Windows.
AD also. We have
Or
seen no
temporary.
Windows only first. No. Guys, I think we have seen Windows, right?
Yeah, we have seen
Yes.
Windows and installed the Active Directory as well.
Yes, I remember. Yes. Okay, sir, right.
Okay. So just give me a remote control.
Yes.
I think we started that Active Directory, but we minimized, I think.
So the AD got installed. So if you want, you can create the users in Active Directory. Can you give me the control once?
Yes, Amir, but I cannot find the control bar.
No, you
Can you
have...
take from your side?
Yeah, 1 second. So one second, you don't
Yes.
so I'm not getting your Zoom control. So I think you only need to go to the participants and make me the host.
Where?
So I have given the remote control. I don't have any control now. You can go to the Zoom from your screen.
Just Pratik, just disconnect
on
so
my
that
user.
it passes to the Samir.
Yeah, sure.
Pratik, just
Yeah,
disconnect and join
Or
again.
else stop sharing your screen. Or else you stop sharing your screen. Automatically it will. Have you stopped sharing your screen?
Yeah. Samir is back.
Okay. Now I am the. Thank you. Okay. Okay. 1 second. Hold on. Okay, so you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you see my screen, there are 5 types of instance models are there. Okay, so let me explain you. So what is this billing types we have? One is called as on demand. These are called as pricing models. Okay, second one is called as spot. Third one is called as reserved. Fourth one is called as dedicated host, and fifth one is called as dedicated. So these are the 5 types of billing methods what we have in AWS for EC2. Okay, when I say 5 types of billing methods, what does it mean? So when you pay to the AWS, you will be paying based on this 5 types of billing methods. Okay, on demand, spot, reserved, dedicated host, and dedicated. Okay, now what is this on demand? On demand means when you go with EC2 instance, right? EC2 instance requires what all things: CPU, memory, network, process, CPU, memory, network, disk, and your operating system image. So on demand is nothing but complete package. Means complete package along with your OS, everything will be taken care by Amazon. You will be charged based on per hour and per second and per minute charges. Clear? On demand means it's a complete package, which means that you will get CPU, memory, network, disk, along with the operating system license, complete package. They will be charging you per hour, per second, per minute based charges. So you need to pay for the complete package. That is called as on demand. Okay. Spot. Spot, what is the spot instance is spot, they'll give you a huge discounts when you go with the spot option. Okay. What is this spot? Spot is nothing but, IPL. Everyone knows IPL match, cricket match. You might have seen.
Yes.
What is that in IPL bidding? How the bidding happens in IPL?
To auction.
Anybody? Auction, right? So same way, AWS, what it does is that AWS is providing you spot instances. Okay. Now, what is this spot instance in AWS is that spot instance, which is nothing but which will Amazon will provide you unused EC2 instances for very lesser prices. Okay. So what do you mean by unused EC2 instances? In AWS, there are so many regions are there. I think I already told you what is region. Region is nothing but a data
Location.
center, right?
Yeah.
Availability zones.
Yes, availability zones. So basically, across the globe, Amazon has so many availability zones, regions, right? So many data centers are there. So wherever there is a no growth, like for example, let's assume in UK there are very less number of servers are sold out. What Amazon will do is that Amazon will try to give you an offer for saying that if you go and launch in so and so location, this is my spot price, which will be, you will be getting 90% discount, if you're going with so and so XYZ instance, and this is my spot instance, and this is what you can go with it. So like this, you have an option. Okay, so can the only thing is that it should be launched on spot. Okay, and that it is basically charged based on the hourly base charges. Okay, and you can start and you can stop whatever you want, you can do. Basically, the only advantage what you get is that you will get in a cheaper price, but you do not have an option to choose wherever you need. Amazon will tell you where is that availability is there. Based on that, you need to choose. That is called as spot instance. Clear?
Is there any time
Now,
limit? on spot?
So very good question. Do we have any time limit for the spot instances? So basically, when you go with the spot will tell you, like, how many years minimum you can use it, 1 year, 2 years, or there is no commitment. You no need to define any commitment as such that you need to use for this many months or this many years when it comes to the spot. But the same way, we have one more option called as reserved, which Amazon is giving you for up to 72% discount. Amazon is giving you. In that, you have an option to choose wherever the regions, wherever the data center you want, you can choose. The only advantage in reserved is that there Amazon is giving you to choose the images what you need, and also 72% discount, but you need to do minimum commitment of 1 year or 3 years.
Okay, but we can commit for more than 3 years also, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So Samir, I heard from, like, I read about Spot. So anytime Amazon can take that and give it back. So I heard in that way. So is it true?
What do you mean by taken?
Say Spot is for a limited time access. Like, say if my batch is running and I know that my batch will run for 2 to 3 hours. Okay. So such type of use cases only we have to use Spot, because Amazon can anytime take it and give it back. So
no, the spot, see, basically, the spot is basically a period which, it is for predefined duration. Okay.
Right.
So now when I say, what do you mean by predefined duration? Amazon will define, okay, this image you can use for 1 year or 6 months or 2 months, and you cannot define as per your own limits. And first thing, second thing, as I told you, you are getting how much discount? Up to 90%. Now, first of all, where will you go for, when will you go for spot instance? Spot instance you will go, because first thing you need to remember here, you are not choosing any location. Amazon is choosing. So this is only for testing purpose. Let's assume you want to test some SAP HANA or some XYZ application. Just take an example. Okay. Now, if you do an on demand, it's expensive, correct? Right. Now what you can do, okay, you are getting in a spot in cheaper price, and let's assume that your testing might take 1 month or maximum 30 days or 15 days. So what you can do is that there is no time period, like, that it is a very less time period you need. What you can do is that you can directly go to the spot, and you can see wherever the availability is there, and you can book it. So the advantage here is that you're getting 90% discount, and you are bidding that spot, and you are getting in a lesser price. So when you get in the lesser price, what will happen is that your life will become easier, and for the testing purpose it's okay. But if you're expecting you want to use it as a full time, then go for reserved, or else you can go with the on demand. The spot is basically for the testing purpose, for the where you do not have major long time requirement. For those kind of purpose, you can go with the spot instance. But when you go with reserved minimum commitment 1 year, and then you have 3 years commitment. So there you are getting up to 72% off, and there you are also getting, you can choose between multiple locations also. But in spot it is not like that. Whatever Amazon is giving, only that unused instances only you can use. Now again, depends on use case to use case. So if you are going into testing environment, you can go with spot. Let's assume that you are a service company like TCS or some XYZ, Capgemini, like these kind of service companies. They will go with reserved instances. Why they'll go with reserved instances? They are getting cheaper price, where they can buy bulk of the machines and they can use it. So when they buy bulk machines, the advantage what will happen is that they are getting with very, very lesser price. So when they go with bulk machines, they are getting it in lesser price. The advantage is that then what they can do is that they can sell to their customers. For example, if I go and directly buy, it might be expensive for me, maybe because I might need some 5 machines or 10 machines. But when they go with reserved, they'll buy minimum, some XYZ upfront they'll take, and they'll buy in a cheaper price, and they can sell it to their own customers for the for the further reduction of prices. So you have a lot of advantages between on-demand, spot, and reserved. That's the reason spot we say mostly used for service companies, where Amazon gives up to 72%, and when it comes to spot, 90%, but can't decide about data centers. On demand, wherever you want you can launch, but it's expensive. Now what is this dedicated host? Dedicated host is nothing but dedicated hardware. So let us assume you need C2, or you need, let's assume T2 micro, some 20 instances you need. Let's take an example. Whenever you need this T2 micro 20 instances, so you can go with a dedicated host. So Amazon will give you one dedicated hardware which can support T2 20 instances, but Amazon will charge based on hardware, not based on instances. So what do you mean by dedicated host? So here what you need to understand is that dedicated host is nothing but it's a private cloud. Amazon is giving you a hardware where your hardware is not shared by anyone, only for your organization. They are dedicating one hardware which with the number of instances you need, and you can use that. So the advantage here is that suppose you need 20 machines, 30 machines, Amazon will give you a hardware which can support as per your requirement. But remember one thing, when Amazon is giving you that hardware dedicated host, let's assume that you have taken 20 instances, one hardware which supports 20 instances, one hardware you have taken. You only used 5 machines. Whether you use 5 machines, whether you use 10 machines, they are not charging based on the instance, they are charging based on the host, one dedicated hardware. So these are the pricing models. So on demand is nothing but complete package, per hour, per second, per minute, where you get CPU, memory, network, processor, disk, whatever you need, they'll give you. You need to pay as a complete machine charges. You need to pay, and you can choose wherever the region you want. There is no problem at all. There's no discount and all. Directly slab where you need to pay. Spot instance, you will get a discount, but you can't decide which data center you want. Amazon will give you only for the limited period of time, based on that spot availability, how many hours or how many days it will give you. Based on that only you can use. Reserved, it is basically for the service companies. The minimum commitment is 1 year, and 3 years we have the commitment, and you need to buy the lump sum machines, and where you have an option of upfront, partial upfront also you can pay. So if you pay upfront fully, then you will get more discount. If you pay little upfront, then you will get less discount. And if you do not pay any upfront, then it will be like, you'll get very less discount. So like this, the upfront payment is also there. Dedicated host is nothing but private cloud where you'll get the dedicated hardware. Okay, so you understood the difference between on-demand, spot, reserved, dedicated host?
Yes, Samir. So regarding this dedicated host, how it will be the license? Will there be any separate charge for the license and all?
No. So here what you need to understand is that if you have your own operating system, if you want to have your own license, there is an option called BYOL, bring your own license, you can apply. Amazon is only giving you for the sockets and cores. If you want to use your own license for the operating system, that is also possible.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any timelines for dedicated host? Like we have for reserved 1 to 3 years? Okay.
No. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
If I select a dedicated host, there's an option. Can you see this? Allocate dedicated host. Can you see this? Click on allocate dedicated host. Give a name. My new machine. Whatever you want. You need to define a family, which machine type you need. Okay. So you need what kind of a family you need, you can define. So I'll see C3. Okay. Scroll down. Compute type, and these are the different configurations are there. Let's assume I need C3 large, what configuration I need, and which availability zone you want this machine to be there. Let's assume 1A. Okay, auto replacement. So automatically, do you want to define the placements? You can say enable, if not, no. Scroll down. How many machines you need, like this dedicated host, 1 or 2? I will say 2. Then I will get the billing for 2. And the moment I'll say 2 machines, and if I say allocate, what happens? The 2 physical hosts will be allocated to me. Okay, the 2 physical hosts in which location it will be allocated? In Singapore. They will allocate me how many things? 2. Now what they'll do is that they will be charged based on that host. You will be billed. Can you read this? You will be billed as per allocated dedicated host, not per
instance.
So Samir, it supports per hour billing or per second billing scheme.
Pardon? What is it?
I'm asking dedicated host support only per hour billing or per second billing scheme.
It's by default per hour, per second, per minute. Number of hours, number of seconds, number of minutes.
Okay.
And remember here, one more question they'll ask in interview. If my machine is stopped, there will be a charge or there won't be any charge?
It will be charged because it is an hardware, based on the hardware, not based on the instance, right?
Yes, so answer is correct. So if you stop the machine also, still you need to pay because your machine is running on the hypervisor. You're consuming some storage space, so you need to pay for it. So these are the reserved instances. If you click on reserved instances, you can say purchase reserved instance. What kind of an instance you need? Let's assume T2X large, payment options, upfront, no upfront, partial upfront, all upfront, or any. I'll say any. Click on search. When I search, I will get all the packages. Terms are there. You can see, right? 12 months and 36 months you have, and this is the price upfront. If you are putting 0, and this is the cost. If you are paying upfront XYZ rate, then this is the cost. So like this, you are having all the options are there where you can define. This is about reserved. On demand is nothing but the one which you're doing the labs. Directly click on instance, launch instance. This is called as on demand. You can use as per your as much as time you need. You're only paying based on the usage. And spot, as I told you, Amazon will tell you whichever the availability is there on that location. So click on spot. So request spot instance. I'm clicking on request spot instance. So I'll say flexible workloads, some XYZ. Okay. Scroll down. So you can see here, these are available. Okay. And this is the cost. This is one instance is there. These are the pools are there, 81% savings Amazon is giving you. So these methods are only there. Okay. You cannot define whatever you want. So Amazon is giving you this model, this instance. So if you say that, change instance type, these options you will get. And here it is telling you, these are the savings you will get if you are selecting these options. Amazon already given you, okay, you go this, you will get this saving. You go this is your saving. So M2 large, say select. Okay, if I select, and these are my costing, and I can say launch, it will launch, then you're giving you 83% of saving. So like this, you can define based on the workload, big data workloads, defined duration workloads. So Amazon is giving you, Okay, so these are the, if you go with defined duration workloads, then you can define the time limit. If it is not duration based workload, then you can go with flexible, or you can go with the load balancing, or you can go with big data workloads. So this is for spot. So you have an option of billing, which one you want to go. You can go based on your request. So for this, what you need to do is that you need to consider what is your use case, how you want to use it, what is that instance type you want to use, what is the savings plans you want to use, and what kind of a savings you're getting. Based on the customer requirement to requirement, you can go accordingly. Any questions?
Samir, while creating, checking on dedicated host, we have selected the families, right? So is that instance type we selected?
Yeah, so instance has 5 types of models, right? Compute
Yeah.
optimized, storage
General
optimized,
storage,
memory
yeah.
optimized, general purpose. So one type is one method, where you get one processor more, one storage more, one method you will get more memory and less storage. So it's a combination permutation between the devices.
Okay, clear.
Okay.
And in the pricing model, do we have dedicated instance?
So before, there is a dedicated instance model is there. Now it is dedicated hardware, dedicated host they are giving you. Okay. So previously in the olden, what is that? Like 1.5 year back, 2 years back, they used to maintain dedicated instance. Now they have removed the dedicated instance, and they have given this savings plan, and they are giving you as a dedicated host. And apart from it, what they did is that they made something called schedule instances. Like that, they're divided, but not in all the locations. They are only giving in certain locations like Virginia and other locations. But if you go to India, in India we do not have all these options. We have only 4 options in India. That is, in Mumbai we have one is called as spot, one is called as reserved, one is called as dedicated, and one is called as on demand. Okay, so that dedicated instance, they have removed it. Previously they used to give, but now they are not giving it.
Okay.
Very simple. Just to revise, what is that we learned is all about Elastic Compute Cloud. EC2 is all about deploying the Windows or Linux or Mac, all kinds of machines. Now in this EC2, we have CPU, memory, network, disk. In that disk, you learned about 3 topics. One is called as EBS, Elastic Block Store. In EBS, there are 5 types are there. I think you all are aware. One is called as general purpose. Second one is called as provisioned IOPS. Third one is called as magnetic. Fourth one is called as throughput. And fifth one is called as cold. Yes. And then we discussed about instant store, which is nothing but local storage, ephemeral storage. Then we discussed about snapshots, which will be storing in a storage called as S3, simple storage service. And then we discussed about how to launch Windows machines, Linux machines. Then we discussed about AMIs. Then we discussed about key pairs. Then we discussed about marketplace. Then we discussed how to launch the Windows machine, how to launch the Linux machine. Then we discussed how to increase the volumes, how to create a snapshot and restore the snapshots. And today we discussed how to launch a Windows and how to configure an Active Directory, how to launch a Linux, and how to create a Apache web server. Then we discussed about the pricing model. There are 4 different types of pricing models are there. One is called as spot, one is called as reserved, one is called as dedicated host, and one is called as what is that on demand. 4 types we discussed. Then we understood about what all things you can do and how the charges are applicable. And we also know that 16 terabyte is a maximum single volume Amazon will provide you, right? And AMI, you can customize the AMI. And we discussed about the key pair. Once you lose, you will not be able to access. To getting back, You need to have the complete method to be created for losing key pair. So that's the reason you can customize the AMI and you can use it. That also we discussed, right? So all these are the features and functionalities of EC2 instance. Clear? Anybody has any questions on EC2?
Samir, it is clear, but I have a doubt on like little confusion on AMI and the snapshot. It's
so AMI and a snapshot. So what is the difference between AMI and a snapshot? So snapshot is inherited. Snapshot is nothing but where you can directly create a machine with a snapshot. AMI is nothing but a ready-made template which uses snapshot in the background. Okay, so in the easiest way to make you understand is that through snapshot you cannot launch a machine. Through AMI you can launch a machine. Through snapshot you can make a machine. Means through what happens is that when you make a snapshot, to make a machine you need to create a volume, then you need to attach that volume to the instance, nothing but AMI or anything. So the easy way to understand is that in the background AMI requires a snapshot, but through AMI directly you can launch the machine, but through snapshot you cannot directly launch a machine. So if you want to launch a machine, then you need to have in the background, you need to make that snapshot as a volume, then attach to the AMI, then only you can create it. Okay.
Yeah.
Samir, I have a confusion for dedicated host and dedicated instance.
So as I told you, forget about dedicated instance. Now it is not there. But however, I'll explain you. Dedicated host is nothing but dedicated hardware they are giving you, and they are giving you the host with a number of instances, and you are charged by hardware, not by instance. Dedicated instance is the old model where they are used to give you a dedicated machine in a dedicated hardware, but they'll be charging only on the instance price, not on the hardware. So the difference is that in host, they will charge on the hardware. In the instance, they'll charge you on the instance. Now, as we do not have the dedicated instance model, so just ignore.
Okay, only that means only the dedicated host is now available right now.
Correct, correct.
Okay. As per the current scenario.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Anybody has any questions on EC2? We are ended this EC2 session. The next session is networking. Before going to networking, anybody has any questions?
Yeah, probably we'll work today and ask tomorrow.
Okay.
Beginning of the session.
So I will tell you. So I will give you some scenarios in the WhatsApp group. Okay, what are the other things you can do? So listen, tomorrow there is no session because I am going out of station for the vacation because of the new year. Okay, I'm traveling. So I'll give you the scenarios. Next Saturday and Sunday will be the class as it is morning. Okay, I'll update you in the group, and only for tomorrow the session will not be there. I will put you all the scenarios what you can practice, so you can have a practice and you have a time of a week. In case if you have any questions on EC2, please start. Before that, coming to the next session, that is something called as networking. So when we start the networking, so you should be very strong in the networking fundamentals. So I will tell you what all networking things you need to learn or you need to come up before coming to the session. That is nothing but basics of IP addressing, basics of subnetting, basics of routing, basics of NATing. Like these certain things are there, which I will post you today evening 4 o'clock in your WhatsApp. Go through those links and YouTube videos and try to learn by yourself, so that when you learn AWS networking, it will become very, very easy. Okay.
Samir, I hope
Thanks,
the
guys.
lectures would be uploaded by today evening.
Yes,
So Samir, we will be learning VPC and all, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And
What is it, Uncle?
Samir?
No, I was asking. We will be learning. Virtual public cloud, isn't it?
Yes, but in the networking, you will learn those topics.
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
Samir,
Samir?
we are facing challenge in seeing the recording. Samir?
Yeah.
We are facing challenge in viewing the recordings. Like whenever we click for the previous session, it just tells recording in progress and it does nothing. Sometimes it is coming, sometimes it is not coming. So can you quickly share the screen
You're
and
connecting
show
through
from
mobile
where?
or you're connecting through laptop?
Laptop.
Okay, let me, your name is Ajay, right? I will ask Saurabh and the technical team to connect with you and sort this issue.
Yeah, yesterday I was able to do it. I was able to do till 19th of December. Only 20th I'm not able to see.
Okay. I will ask them to check this and speak to you once, because maybe I'm not sure if there's any challenge in the background. I'll ask them to talk to you once.
Is it with everyone or is it only for me? Because in the WhatsApp group I saw a couple of other people are also they shared the snapshot of recording being processed. Like, is
Maybe it has taken time. Now you try today. So today's recording you try tomorrow. Don't try immediately.
No, I
Maybe
was
after 24
trying
hours.
last week's recording, 20th December recording. 19th till 19th I was able to retrieve. 20th I'm not able to retrieve.
Okay, I will just speak with them and I'll ask them to check once.
Sure, Samir.
Yeah, Deepika, your question?
When we create the EC2 instance, we have just clicked on next and we have configured so far. So there are some fields, right? When we create, like selecting domains or some other options we were having on drop down.
Those are integrated options. So when you learn networking, you will understand how to connect to the network. When you learn IAM, you'll understand how that IAM works in EC2. So it's all are interrelated activities. That's the reason, as I told you, once EC2 done, then you will learn networking. Then you learn storage. Then you learn IAM. Then all together, once you do the lab, then you'll get a clarity.
Okay, fine, Samir. Thank you.
Samir, I'm not able to connect to my Windows instance I created. Maybe I'll connect with the offline to check on that. I don't want to
Sure,
waste.
no problem. But after 3 o'clock, after the lunch.
Okay, sure.
Samir, load balancers are, necessary for the exam or not?
Yes. You will learn that it is very both time है उसके लिए. Almost we need to complete 4 to 5 sessions. After that,
मुझे लगा कि EC2 में ही आएगा इसलिए पूछा.
नहीं. EC2 में लोड बैलेंसर एक टॉपिक आएगा, बट एक्चुअल लोड बैलेंसर राउट 53 होने के बाद समझ में आएगा आपको.
ठीक है. Okay.
So far, I think we have learned on basics. Again, the classes will be there.
Yes. So what you learned today or what you learned from last 2 weeks is only about server side. Server side matlab only OS part. How to install Windows machine, how to install Linux machine, what is EC2, what all things you can do in EC2, what is cloud, what is public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, fundamentals. So once server is done, then you will learn network, then you will learn storage, then you will learn security. Then you will club all together as a single package and then you'll do it.
Okay. I
got it, Samir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Samir.
Yeah. So agar मैं directly, if I want to show everything directly in the same console, no, it will bounce you out. Later you will say there are so many things are coming. So that's the reason we need to go step by step.
Yeah.
Right. Correct.
Take it, Samir. Thank you.
Yeah.
So when you are posting the assignment or something on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I will do it evening after 4 o'clock. I will in the WhatsApp. I will share you. So remember, tomorrow's session is not there. Next week's session as it is, but I will tell you the timing because I am traveling. So I'll tell you next week what would be the time of the session. Maybe little early I will be pushing, but I'll update you. Okay.
Okay, Samir. And also you'll be posting how to recover the key pair.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Samir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samir. Happy weekend.
Thank you.
Happy vacation.